home jersey, and I saw that one come. I was like, yeah,
it's good, right?
It is August 12th, 2019. This is Atlanta United FC Weekly, a Home Before Dark podcast. There it is. It's been a while. I am Tim Herb. As always, I'm joined by my lovely co-host, Mr. Kevin Bradley, and then one of our great friends, Mr. Grego from For the Culture.
we are back.
We're
We
back.
are. We
It's
are.
becoming a regular thing. It's gotta be that way.
Well, of course it had to be after this weekend. Could you grab it so we could put it on screen? Can you?
Yes.
Can you grab it from over there without snatching your headset out?
I'm
After
gonna snap my neck.
weeks, finally the market is caught up. The bootleg market has finally caught up. So I took
you know
some cash.
what's great is like Angie and I run into Greg on the street heading towards the Gulch. We walk together, and then heading home. He texts me as we're leaving the parking lot, same as you. He's like, I found a bootleg kit. I was like, damn it.
Yeah. I'm so excited. So it's got a star on it. Barely.
Let me take my headphones off, and like for the people on YouTube, I'm gonna get real close with it so they can see, because the camera should focus pretty well on it.
I'll run them through all of the things. So no MLS patch, no Adidas patch, a gnarly Atlanta United patch. It doesn't look bad in the screen.
When you see it up close, that's kind of rough.
Yeah, it's wavy.
Yeah.
It's got the white text on the collar, one stripe on the shoulder.
Just one.
Oh, I love it. It's gonna be so good. And so we had to have Greg on, gonna do the custom nameplate on the back. I can't wait. It's gonna be great.
What do I have here? What will we see? You'll never know.
So yeah, it had to be the whole look, right? Like if you're gonna do a bootleg namesake. I knew it.
Oh, he's over there. I was like, what is he doing? He's over there with an X-Acto knife.
He's getting chopped and screwed for us.
Oh man. Do you need the jersey right now? We doing this live on camera?
If you had an iron, maybe, but yeah,
Yeah, I don't have an iron.
Have you not seen all of Tim's flags?
No,
he clearly doesn't have an iron.
We have an iron, but that iron has like this, like half of it's black, and we don't know why. And like every time you go to iron something, it stains it.
Please don't do that.
I almost got a heat gun on the way home from work.
Oh, yeah.
Because I want to burn my hands off at like 500 degrees.
There you go. That'd be good.
Use it as a hair dryer.
That'd be good.
Just go Michael Jackson Pepsi commercial. Just, boom.
So yeah, we're gonna do the custom name set on the back with Greg and For the Culture. You guys are doing those for just about everybody. You can go to their site and put it in.
Yeah. What's the site for that?
ftcutd.myshopify.com.
Okay, we'll leave it in the show notes too.
Yeah.
For anybody who's listening. If you guys are listening to us on iTunes, make sure that you leave a rating and/or review.
Hit 180.
And we got a review.
Oh, we got a review.
Yeah, if you want to pull that up.
I didn't know. Oh,
blow my ears out. Yeah,
I was that excited.
Yeah. And then if you are watching us on YouTube, thank you as always for making us a part of your Monday night. And if you guys are watching us delayed, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell icon. Make sure that you guys know whenever we go live, especially on a fun night like this. Thanks for coming, Greg.
No problem.
On short notice.
Oh, no problem.
We still have to coordinate that Home Before the Culture episode. Yeah, like a full blown crossover episode.
Oh yeah,
and get everybody involved.
Absolutely.
We're so short notice with these guest spots, though. It's like Kevin and I yesterday were like, "Oh shit, we're recording tomorrow."
No.
Yeah.
So I was talking to Ringo and Tony, and I was thinking that the Campeones Cup was on Tuesday. I was like, okay, let's try to like navigate this. I was like, hold up, the 14th on Wednesday. I was like, well, okay, I guess we're good.
Yeah, it's tough, man. Especially coming off of a Sunday match. It's always like, oh shit, we gotta get ready to go.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, review by Almiron.
Oh,
wow! Via Apple Podcasts. The guys are smart and witty and amazing podcast for Atlanta United fans.
Okay. Short and
I
sweet.
like it.
Yeah, I like it too. Let's get to 200 by the end of the season.
That's the goal, right?
That is the goal. We got Chiefs coach Steve in here. We have Dirty Bird person, Domer, Brittany S, as always, the OG.
Yo, hold on. Shout out to Domer real quick, because of course, he was over in 102 yesterday, and I waved the big Joseph flag, and like he's like a few seats down, waving the big red and black flag, and like we're over here crossing swords and everything. And I'm like, one, I did not realize those flags were so damn heavy. Like,
Oh,
Jesus,
yeah.
fuck.
You got to use your hip as
I
the
think,
hilt. Yeah,
I think that's
yeah.
the reason why the big Unite flag hasn't been out there. It takes a
well, yeah. It
takes a
somebody-
beefy general to wave that around, and so
yeah, it's not for the weak. I can tell you that much because it just tears up your shoulders. It's like, man, your shoulders got to be right for that one because otherwise it's not going to work.
I don't remember the last time Cornelius Wood was in here, but thank you for coming back and,
No
and
kidding.
joining us, man. Yeah,
dude, saw Sean Mack out at the
yeah.
at the
tailgate, yeah.
which was good. We haven't been out to a tailgate, which
We lasted. I don't know how long you lasted.
maybe an hour.
We lasted
Yeah.
like 30 minutes.
It was awesome. that was the most people I've seen in that early before a match.
I'm paced.
Every time I want to wear black, it's like, no, let's just be unbearably hot. I
Yeah.
was like, I could not wait to get home.
Gonna look stealth. Gonna look good.
No, that didn't work too well for me, man.
Oh,
No.
it was bad. It was rough.
Clayton Poss and a couple other people joining us. Make sure you guys, I don't see Bill Holcomb in here, but as he says, smash that like.
Where's
button.
White Claw Will?
White Claw Will.
Yes.
That time has passed. I've already done that.
Yeah,
Had
yeah.
my-
You slammed that White Claw before we got in here.
shotgunned it, baby.
Yeah. So what's the verdict?
What? White Claw is superior to all others.
Even when shotgunning, what's better shotgunning? What tastes better going down in a shotgun?
Oh, of the White Claw
Yeah,
flavors?
Bone and Viv, right?
Yeah.
That way
Sure.
you don't have to taste it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't really matter. It goes so quick. But yeah, of the brands, White Claw is the way to go.
Yeah.
Tastes closest to LaCroix.
And you got one yesterday at the game.
For $3. This is the best thing ever.
How you managed to get that, man? That's
So there's one little stand over by the helmet displays.
okay.
There's a
okay.
little beer stand right there, and they just always have one-offs. And so they just have every game is a completely different lineup, but it's $3 pours.
Oh wow.
So that's where I always go. Now
Wow.
there's going to be a line.
I know, right?
You just blew up their spot. You just gave them a lot more
I
business.
know, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Give an endorsement, man.
Yeah. Exactly.
We are brought to you by that stand.
That stand by the helmets.
By the football helmets.
Do we have any word on the founding members component to MBS at any time in
No.
the future?
I have no idea.
Yeah, wasn't there supposed to be like some type of like sculpture?
Yeah, because they
thing?
asked for all of our names.
You remember?
right?
You remember when there was that strict deadline to get the names in,
Yeah,
and they still
right.
got mine wrong. I was like, no. You gotta fix this. You absolutely have to fix this. So, ooh, how you guys feeling tonight?
Good. I got a new kit. Two
Yeah.
new kits.
You do have a new kit.
Got
The Meow Wolf New Mexico United.
Yeah.
Kit. What is the logo on the top right? Is that Meow Wolf?
yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Right. This is such a fun. Next up is Las Vegas Lights, but I
Ooh.
think that's my new thing is just getting USL kits.
Yeah, yo, like for real, like that's the one thing about USL that I love is that you're not beholden to just one brand. So like you get more diversity as far as your kits go. Like I got a Fort Madison one, the one that just came out with the keeper one, the pink one.
I don't think I've
Yeah.
seen it.
Oh wow, yeah, that was
Yeah, I
amazing.
saw that. I saw that.
And and I've gotten stuff in the past, like of course you saw my Cosmos ones. Like I always like going to like lower division stuff because like you see much more ideas and diversity. Of course, this one here, I was like, yeah, like that's sick.
Well, it's such a cool thing because unlike MLS and other like professional leagues, the barrier to entry for sponsorship is so low that companies like Meow Wolf, which is just an artist collective, can
Yeah.
sponsor, and they can do really cool stuff. So you have kits designed by artists and graphic designers and stuff, and there's no league mandates on.
It's gotta be white. It's gotta be white.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. So yeah, I mean USL between
God,
New
MLS kits
Mexico,
are so boring.
Las Vegas Lights.
Yeah.
You've got Bug Eaters. I mean, there's so many different cool.
That's when I want to get Bug Eaters.
That's a good one
Yeah.
too. And who does the Dairyland or Dreamland?
That's Fort Madison.
That's what it was. Yeah, that's the one I saw this past week.
Is it
That was
Dreamland
awesome.
Barbecue?
Insurance.
No, yeah.
Insurance.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, it's really good.
I was gonna say is like a Tuscaloosa team.
I think the next team. I mean, Miami has the potential to shake up the league.
But they're just doing black and white.
Are they really? They're
Yeah.
not. They're not introducing pink into it at all.
No,
What?
No, that's what I heard was that
Oh, that is so lame.
it'll be black and pink and white and pink.
Did you guys? Speaking of
White and pink.
Yeah.
How is that going to work?
it's gonna look ugly as shit.
I mean, I think there's potential with it, but at the same time, it's like
If
go,
you
go for the gold.
Is
man.
it?
Yeah.
It's white with pink accents, not the
Yeah.
old, not the Real Madrid third kit, like the pink with.
But still, that
white.
pink is
Yeah.
so light toned. It's almost like you
Yeah.
need to do black with pink accents and then pink with light or pink with black
I mean, you
accents.
could-
But
you-
MLS has the white rule, right?
You can do white on white like Cincy. So
Speaking of Inter Miami, did you guys hear their? I don't know if it's official, but it looks like they have their first real signing coming.
no, they've made their first. They've actually.
Oh,
signed
that's true.
three.
That's true. Yeah,
But as
yeah.
far as the
Younger
DP
kids,
goes,
right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Their first DP, Edinson Cavani,
Yeah.
coming over from PSG, Uruguayan striker.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That'll be. He's going to light up the league. He'll as long as he gets some sort of service. That team is going to be interesting to watch.
I'm actually kind of terrified about what Greg's doing right now because I'm afraid he's just going to give me this at the end of the night, and I'm not going to know what to do with it.
Go to Lloyd's. They'll press it for you, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Great.
Lloyd's barbecue.
Oh, that sounds delicious.
Yeah. That does sound delicious. All right.
I'm gonna mess this
Biggest
up
game,
so bad.
probably the biggest game of the season happened yesterday.
Oh, absolutely biggest game of the season for Atlanta
Yeah.
United.
I would say that it's great to finally have like, of course, the big three together. Of course, I'm like, just like I've been saying this for a while. You don't want to see us when we're all healthy,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think yesterday was a prime example. It's like, oh, this is what we could do.
We're missing essentially one first team player at this point, right?
Yeah, just
And just George Bello. And Tito. Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about that. Let's talk about George Bello. Do
Okay.
we expect to see him realistically this season? Because I think that door's rapidly closing.
I think with how we've been shifting to a 3-5-2, I definitely think that it puts the pressure off of expecting him to come in and contribute right away. Because especially with how we used Merrim yesterday, I think that as long as we keep that particular formation, that's his position to lose. Like, if and when Bello comes back, I think that obviously he'll be there for depth, and that'll be great.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it's like, yeah, like we're gonna keep it running like as is, and like it just like how we had last year with Garza. Like when he came back, of course, we put him in pretty quickly, but at the same time, it was like, we're not like we're humming as is.
Yeah.
So I think it'd be a great addition, but I don't think it would be. It's like, okay, like we absolutely need to have him
Yeah.
in the 11.
Yeah, you're going to potentially break up because Clayton Paz is saying, are you taking Merrim out for Bello? And Coach Steve saying #Merrim in. And I agree. I agree. I think that you break up that continuity that Merrim has and what he's been like, that chemistry that he has with Barco and with Petey going up that left wing right now is you're right. I guess you don't want to put that amount of pressure if you are going to play that 3-5-2 on Bello to be more of an attacking player.
Well, you also don't want to put that amount of pressure on somebody that hasn't been in the lineup, is clearly inexperienced. He is playing with the twos now, which he played this past weekend against Louisville.
Okay,
so
so that's good.
And in Joe Patrick, nice news. He came out in the 69th minute. Did you guys,
dude? I love seeing every comment just go nice.
Did you happen to see
nice.
that, Greg?
I missed it.
Yesterday, Joe Patrick tweeted out. It was one of the best things that I've seen. He said that Joseph Martinez, what was it? Yes, he scored his 69th goal.
Yeah,
and there's about 40 different replies that all just said nice. It was
pretty great.
Yeah, it was.
What's funny is I saw the tweet and I went to go reply nice, and you had already done it. And then everybody else had to.
No, I went to go reply to it, and everybody else had already done it.
Yeah,
It's
it's really great.
Yeah, that's great.
Really, really great.
Damn, Greg's almost done.
Wow,
He's almost done. That thing was pretty amazing. All right.
One thing, like since I've been doing these name sets, like what I've learned and appreciated is the fact that weeding, like what I'm doing right here, this is called weeding. Like you just take off the excess vinyl. It's such a relaxing process. Like if you're ever stressed during the day, it's like, just go out and just weed some vinyl. It'll calm your soul.
So that was always my favorite being in an architecture background, had to make a ton of models in school, in grad school and stuff like that. And it was this exact same process. It was like you'd get your design figured out, and then you have to cut out all the parts and pieces to build like a physical model. And it was unbelievably cathartic to just kind of sit there, get in a zone, and you're just kind of building something that you already have the blueprint for, so to speak.
But for me, whenever I see an X-Acto knife, I get like flashbacks to when I was working at the frame shop at Hobby Lobby and how many different times I've cut my hands. I mean, I've cut my hands up yesterday just like
That's
handling melamine.
That's just the herb.
Today was my first time in Joann's Fabrics, and I'm like, like this is crazy. Like my grandma would be so proud of me. You have no idea.
What I need to do, hand me that. I'm gonna hold it up, and because since that's like semi transparent, I can hold this up, and you can do the.
Oh, got a little bit of excess here. Okay.
Oh, it's gonna be good. I can't even see it.
Oh wow! Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna be awesome.
That's gonna be good.
Yes.
Now
yes,
I'm next.
Yes, hit up Lloyd's, and they'll get that stuff pressed up.
Yeah, I'll definitely do that.
Flip it. Yeah, so flip it. Yeah, there you go. Boom.
Oh yeah. Will they be out there on Wednesday?
I don't think they go on weeknight games.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because there's only a couple more home games.
Yeah, we have 2 more home games, 3 more home games.
3 more, I think.
Yeah.
3 more, I think.
Oh man,
I don't want to.
But yeah, you're right, Greg. To go back to yesterday's game about us being healthy and humming, dude, that was the best performance. I feel like I've said that a couple weeks in a row. Like, we're continuously putting on the best performance possible, and every Alpharetta dad, even though I hate that term, can sit down after that penalty that Petey gained yesterday. Because
what about the one that wasn't called? That
was bullshit.
Thing,
but like Joseph gives up on that ball across from Gressel, and Petey says, "Fuck this," and he just
he didn't give up on it. He was offside.
Was
Joseph was definitely offside. There was no way he was going to be able to make a play.
I haven't seen Petey run that fast ever.
Yeah.
You know, the funny thing about that, because I was talking about this, because I did last week's show with the guys from Letting Down a Fan TV, and I was talking about how I always go back to, I think everyone's real introduction last year before Petey got here was the Copa Libertadores final.
Yeah,
and I remember it was the Bernabeu. He's like zooming down the left wing, and I was like, this dude's fast as shit. And I was like, did he just just get lazy and just slow down? I was like, dude, where all the wheels go?
Yeah. So I think everybody was expecting to. We had for 2 years maybe the fastest player on the ball that I've maybe ever seen. Like whenever Almiron gets on the ball, I don't think there's anybody faster than him.
I mean, it's crazy watching him with Newcastle.
It is weird.
Yeah.
It is.
Shame they lost. Yes, it was Sunday. Yeah,
they lost.
Yeah, they lost to Arsenal,
and he got a yellow for
that simulation.
Yeah. Him and what was the guy they got from Nice, Maximine. Both of them. I was like, that's a whole lot of speed. That's a whole lot.
We'll see what they can do with it. Steve Bruce is not quite the best manager to be managing that team.
At least it's not Big Sam, so I work with it.
Yeah. Okay. Man of the match yesterday. Lineup. Let's talk lineups. There was only one change, really, right? Remedi for Lorenowitz.
Lorenowitz, yeah.
And man, that back three has been solid.
Yeah.
Miles
Robinson shows his one error of the season, I think, so far, with that terribly egregious back pass to Guzan that almost slips by.
One's gonna happen, right?
It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But other than that, fucking great. Gets robbed of a goal. Not really, because it was definitely a push off, but actually puts a header on frame versus the 4 that he hit off frame.
You know, you and I were talking about the LA Galaxy game where Miles Robinson had 4 open headers. He's
such a good defender. He heads it away from goal even whenever he's in scoring position.
I don't care. I'll take that all day.
Absolutely.
Because guess what? He doesn't let them in.
Yeah, he's fucking great, man. I mean, who was it? Rob Usri talking about the...
Yeah, he's like, if Aaron Long is worth $15 million, then Miles Robinson's worth 99.
Have y'all ever met Rob? Because I've known Rob for
I don't think anybody has. I don't think anybody has.
Have you met him?
I've known Rob for like a good 10 years, and I've never met.
I don't think anybody has.
Yeah.
It's insane. Like we go way back, and I'm like, I don't know anyone who's actually.
I'm still
met him.
convinced he has us muted.
He probably does. Probably from that night we played Fortnite with him.
That could be it.
Yeah, that's probably what happened. 69 points or bust. Nice. We got Milan Modi in the trap. Thanks for joining us. New name in the chat.
Yeah, so lineup I thought was great. Sticking with the 3-back for all intents and purposes. Yeah, nothing really new. It's really great to keep getting what's the word I'm looking for? Reminded of all the good things that we've gone without, like a healthy Barco, and why we missed him so much. Because
can we talk? He is the new Almiron, right?
My God, dude.
Yeah.
Barco.
Every fucking bit of it.
His ability to track back now is crazy. Like it is night and day from where it was.
Not even that, but just his work ethic. He holds on to the ball a little bit too long in the first half, gets dispossessed, and then immediately tracks back to the ball, slides, and gets the ball back, which ends up going out to Miram, who loses it again.
I still want him to shoot more, but I understand that he's trying to distribute and playing that way. But the way that he and Petey were playing together too. I tweeted out like the front four like being really fun to watch. And I was like, really, it's a front five if you think about like I don't know. I guess it depends. The fourth is interchangeable between Miram and Gressel, whoever ends up extending further.
Yeah, because Gressel's been required to track back so much, but he's been so great out wide.
There was one sequence that thankfully, like, you know, when you're in the supporter section, you hardly really catch much of the game, especially after everything that happened yesterday. But I watched it on DVR, and I was like, you know, there was one sequence where you had Joseph, Petey, Barco, Miram, Gressel, and Nagby all like within the box. I was like, yo, like it was scary.
Yeah.
It was scary. And like Petey had he had a shot deflected, and I was like, yo, like this could be, like I said, nobody wants to see us come playoff time.
We're peaking.
Yeah.
We're peaking right now.
Yeah.
And
just wait till Tito gets back.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Whenever he gets like 30 minutes a game and he's spelling Petey or he's spelling Miram or Gressel.
Who do you take out for or who do you take out?
I think you could take Gressel out. I think you could probably drop
Gressel or Miram, because we saw Tito over on that left side be unbelievably lethal early on in the season before we had acquired Miram. Doing the same exact thing, taking their back line to the touch line and then just cutting in towards goal.
I think that, you know, considering like where the formation is now, I think that Tito's probably back on the bench only because I don't see him. Like I said, if you keep Miram out there at left wing back, I think that you're probably going to keep Tito probably as an option up front. You know, whether it be the backup Joseph or Peeler, depending on how the formation ends up. And like just like last year, that's a great option to have off the bench.
So this is always the point that's going to get brought up, especially with Gressel being out wide and what he's been able to do in that position. To Brian's point, I prefer Gressel dropping dimes for Joseph to Tito starting. What are your thoughts on that? And that's my point, is that if anybody, it's got to be Miram for me, because Miram's been great, but to see the distribution from the right wing from Gressel, I think that's been a little bit more important for Joseph's success than what Miram's doing. I mean, what Miram's doing is great, don't get me wrong, and it's been awesome, but I think that that's a little bit easier to substitute in for Tito versus Tito's distribution ability instead of Gressel. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. But right now, it's tough because I love Tito. I absolutely love Tito. He's one of my favorite players, if not my favorite player on the team historically. And right now, though, if it's not broke, you don't fix it.
No, I don't think that. I'm not lobbying to get Tito into the lineup. I'm saying if you were to, who would he come in for?
Yeah, and I don't know. And to me, he might actually be the third sub. I think the natural progression of subs, especially like yesterday, if we're in the lead or we're attacking and towards the end of the game, we're trying to hold on, I'd rather see Heineman and I'd rather see Lorenowitz come in before seeing Tito come in.
What's crazy is, where's Michael Parkhurst?
Yeah.
You know that's another option. Like him.
Didn't even
Pogba.
think about it until
Yeah.
just now. Like
Florentine
he was
Pogba.
not right now. Michael Parkhurst is not missed on that back line with
It's
the
not.
three back formation
Mhm.
and subbing in Pogba if needed to help
and that's
shore
the-
up
and
that
that's-
back line.
And
You're
that's the thing,
good.
like if the first option would probably be Pogba.
Yeah,
Like you really only choose Parkhurst like if you just need it, like hey,
right,
you need the rotation.
right.
Otherwise, there's really not.
Or
much
you're
need.
or you're playing it like the only time I think I would maybe rather. It's tough to say. Like I think Parkhurst maybe makes more sense in a 4-back than a 3-back. Pogba, I think, is better in a 3-back just because of his sheer size and ability to play the man.
Yeah.
And he's going to stay home more so than what Parkhurst has done this season. And Parkhurst just consistently gets burned in a 1-on-1 whenever he has to get into a sprint. And that's nothing.
I like what Domer says. He said watching forwards and wingers run into Pogba is
yeah.
absolutely hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
He's deceptively agile too for as big as he is. And he's kind of got not twinkle toes, but he's got
light feet. He's
got smaller legs too
Yeah.
for such a big frame.
What's it's not Miles Morales because that's Spider-Man. What was NYCFC's forward's name?
Maxi Morales.
That's it. Is he like 5'2"?
Yes.
Yes.
Holy shit! I did not realize that until yesterday.
He is tiny.
Pogba never misses leg day. Never.
No,
No, he definitely does not.
Yeah, we got Yogi McBar in here. Is that one of your friends?
Yes, Yogi. Yes, shout out to Reds, River Red up in Richmond. Yes.
Richmond Kickers FC.
Yes.
But how good was the Amazing Spider-Man? Speaking of Miles Morales,
it was good.
right?
You talking about Into the Spider-Verse?
Into the Spider-Verse.
I
say?
haven't watched it
What
yet.
did I say? Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
That's Andrew Garfield.
I did finally watch the new one that just came out. Like that was pretty good.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
It's
I
good.
thought Jake Gyllenhaal was great in that movie.
Yes.
I thought Mysterio was a hell of.
Oh yeah, it was
hell of a-
great.
He's a good guy, right? No.
You know what annoys me? Just a quick sidebar. Black Panther is not coming out for like another 3 years.
It's like 2021,
2022.
2022.
But how do you feel about the Blade reboot, though?
I love it.
Yes.
Like I said,
Dude,
Mahershala,
yeah.
that's going to be so amazing. You have no idea.
Yes.
I legitimately got chill. Like I was expecting. I saw the announcement of a Blade reboot. I was like, oh god, who are they ruining this with? Because Wesley Snipes was a legit badass, right?
Yeah.
He's got martial arts chops. I used to watch him in all those fucking movies. Come on Cinemax, the non-nudie movies that would come on Cinemax at like 11
watch
at
him
night.
play? Well-
I was gonna say, are those even a thing after a
Well,
certain?
sometimes they mix. Like you have a martial arts Skinemax flick.
Do you remember that like morning before high school? And I was just like, did you know this was a thing? And you're like, yeah, it's got a whole name. It's called Skinemax.
like I said, Emmanuel, man, just highlight.
Lord of the no. But I saw that and I was like, I legitimately got chills. I was like, this is fucking awesome. That's a perfect casting.
Yeah.
He's not dissimilar in his like stature to Wesley Snipes. I think he'll do a great job.
He's probably like one of the few people, few actors I would have been like, that's it.
Speaking of
They
Wesley
nailed that
Snipes,
one.
he's
Because
gonna.
you can't put Michael B. Jordan in that much more, right? He's already
No.
played. He's already played
been-
Johnny Flame, and he's
Johnny
played.
Flame. He's Creed.
And then I don't know.
Wesley Snipes is in a new movie. Speaking of which.
Dolomite.
Dolomite.
My name is Dolomite.
With Eddie Murphy. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it looks awesome.
They're rebooting Dolomite.
No, it's like a
life story.
biopic.
Yeah. But
it's a biopic
About
but
Rudy Ray Moore.
Yes.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, and Eddie
How
Murphy
did I
plays
not
him.
know about?
Oh,
this?
it looks amazing. It's coming to
and-
Netflix.
And he's also doing the Coming to America sequel.
I did know about that.
Yeah.
I knew that.
Arsenio's just
Yeah.
he's a pig in shit. He's getting work again.
Yeah.
I got there's a Dolomite documentary.
You need to watch it.
Yeah.
You need to watch the
Or a
trailer for
biopic?
it.
The
Yeah,
trailer-
it looks
the
awesome.
trailer just came out today, matter of fact. Yeah.
Right,
Oh, God.
right. That's what made me think about it. 'cause I
There's
saw it on
the
Twitter right
hamburger
before we started.
pimp in Dolomite is one of my favorite characters in any movie. His line where he says, "I'm so bad I beat my own ass twice a day" is like one of the most.
The fact that we're talking about Dolomite during this is just making my day.
God, man.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Black Dynamite's a movie I gotta watch again.
Yes.
That shit,
Yes.
that scene at the bar when whenever they're like doing it's either chalkboard or dry erase board. Whenever they're trying to deduce the mystery of the movie, that's one of the best scenes.
Yes.
God, that.
I gotta go watch that trailer for Dolomite now.
Yeah,
Yes,
you definitely need to.
Yeah, you do.
It's good to see Eddie Murphy in something.
Yeah, he's coming back, right?
Yeah.
I mean, when's the last time you
He-
saw an
he-
Eddie
he
movie?
got-
Eddie
He
Murphy movie that was good.
He was busy making babies, so I guess he has
That's
to come
true.
back, man.
He just
So,
signed two
I'm not
special.
surprised he's going to do comedy
Yeah.
specials.
You got two
I-
two
you know,
comedy
that-
special
like
series.
he's been teasing that for the longest time. Like as long as like people, like if you ever gone and see like like some of his old stuff, like that's the standard that you have to go against. I'm like that's it's that high.
Well, not just that, but like the content and Raw and Delirious, like that first 15 minutes now is like, that's not gonna work.
Like and the crazy thing about it, like people are really like how young he was doing that. He
Oh,
was like,
yeah.
like 21,
Oh,
23,
yeah.
like like so you're talking about this has been a long time.
Oh,
since,
yeah.
like, so yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see.
It's like the height of the AIDS epidemic too. So like it really was.
It
Like
was.
the content in it would not hold water right now at all.
No,
It's a different time nowadays.
It definitely is.
even so much like we're rewatching The Office for like the fourth time.
Oh,
And
yeah.
that show goes back not even 10 years. Or no, maybe it is. No, it goes back like 15 years, I guess. And that stuff would not fly
yeah.
today either.
Oh yeah.
And
No.
that's a NBC sitcom.
yeah.
Like it's crazy. Times change for sure.
Oh boy.
Absolutely.
I like all the we got like name association going on in here. With
Pog and the
Pogba,
Bog.
yeah, it's like feral pogs, pog and a bog.
30 to 50 feral pogs.
It's where you go in the helicopter in Texas and you pay like $2,000 and you just get the Gatling gun and you can just mow them down. From
What grinds Gregor's gears? Wait until the episode this week.
Uh-oh.
Oh, you want to give us a little sneak peek?
I said yesterday was a mess, man. Yesterday was a mess.
What, the game?
I mean, like I said, the supporter section was, like I said, things happen.
Oh,
so
you mean politically
yeah,
speaking?
Yeah, that was a bit of a mess.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm not going to even approach that.
Yeah.
I'm just not. I can't keep up with all the trends and things that I'm supposed to say and not supposed to say, and we'll just leave it at that.
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Pepperidge Farms does remember.
But yeah, there's a lot of stuff that grinds my gears. But yeah, we'll get into all that stuff in this week's episode. But yeah, I think that I'm just waiting for Tito to get back. That's really it.
Yeah. I was expecting to
Yeah.
see him a little bit at the end of the game.
I was
like,
too, yeah.
Do we even end up using the third sub? We didn't, right?
I don't believe we did.
Hyman came in.
Jeff and Hyman.
They came in at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's it. Yeah.
Man, I'm a big fan of I think Jeff has had a weird resurgence lately.
Absolutely.
He's been great. And then Hyman, I think, has just rolled right into the team with no friction, no learning curve.
Like that's the
Yeah.
thing that I don't think the board gets enough credit for, because like you think about it, you look at Pogba, you look at Miram, you look at Heinemann, like even like
Dion Pereira.
Pereira, Mo Adams, like, and even Breck, managed to finally settled in. Like, by the time he finally got hurt, like there really hasn't been a person that has came in that hasn't done well, at least eventually, if not right away.
Yeah. So how do you, to that same point of all the players that we've had come in, we seem to see the same familiar faces rotating in and out,
Mm-hmm.
which is great whenever they're coming in and producing at a high level, like what Hyman's done, like what Justin Miram's done for this team. But you mentioned a couple names in there that we haven't seen in a couple of weeks. We
Yeah.
haven't seen Dion
Yeah.
in a while. Haven't seen Mo Adams since his start for Red Bulls.
Yeah.
Who else?
It was LAFC.
Or LAFC, sorry. Yeah, because he
When
scored
he
the goal.
the second
he's-
quickest goal in
right.
United history.
So Mo Adams, Dion, there's players that have been able to come in and produce, but that aren't really getting minutes. And
I mean, I think that's what.
are they even making the 18? I don't even know if Mo Adams was in the 18
He was,
yesterday.
yeah.
Was he? Okay.
Mhm.
But that's the great thing.
So is Dion, I
It's
think.
Oh, was he? Okay.
and it's something that I don't think that for a lot of what gets knocked about MLS is that there's not enough competition on the roster, because basically you already know like who's going to start and who's not. And I'm like, all things considered, like I think there's only like maybe like 5 spots that are like locks.
Yeah.
As far as our 11, like otherwise, like there's actual competition.
Yeah.
And like you really have to. It all depends like who's really, I guess, performing in training, because otherwise, like it's settled, but at the same time it's not settled.
Right.
It's like, because we really do have guys that could contribute if they're called on to start
Yeah.
easily.
I think some of it with the familiarity of the substitutes that are coming in. I think a lot of it has to do with resting or relieving the players that are being asked to do the most in terms of the engines that make the team run, I guess. It's
a good point.
And especially going towards playoff time, I think most of the injuries that have been happening this year, and correct me if I'm wrong, have been muscle injuries and overexertion injuries. I mean, when you look at
then you still see players like Joseph Martinez, even with an injury, setting a new MLS record this past weekend for 10 consecutive games.
You're talking. I think Tito's had an abductor or an adductor, and then so is Joseph. Petey's had a hamstring. I think Barcos was a hamstring. Bellows, I think, too, is a muscle injury.
It goes to show like how much times have changed. Because remember, like during the first season, like you couldn't keep Joseph healthy for like 2 weeks at a time before he had to miss. He'd be on 2 weeks and off 2 weeks. And now he gets hurt on Monday. He's like, yeah, I'm good. I'm good by Sunday. Like it's no big deal. So it goes to show like how much our staff has improved as far as getting people ready, because he played a full 90. So it's like like they saved him like midweek, but otherwise like he was straight.
I completely blanked because the game is so fresh in my mind yesterday that we haven't recorded since the Open Cup semifinal.
Oh shit! Yeah.
We got to see the return of the Shimmetti.
That brings me back to Mark Jackson, the shimmy. Mark Jackson and Reggie Miller in the shimmy in Madison Square Garden.
Andrew Carlton
got to play. He didn't look terrible.
No, yeah, he was pretty good. He was pretty good. He's like,
he looked a lot more comfortable on the ball than I thought he was going to be after being absent from the team for so long.
He's always been pretty good on the ball. I think it just like he has to get his head straight.
The youth definitely showed with him playing. Like he seemed overly committed to making a statement, sometimes in the wrong way. I feel like in some of his play, he got overly aggressive or overly opportunistic, and like he just couldn't seem to find his place in the game.
I think that's just come down to a case like when you haven't played for a while and you want to make and you want to make your mark and say, hey, I want a spot. It may not be starting, but at least someone that you can look to off the bench. And I think that's what that comes down to, because you see we just talked about like how many guys are fighting for spots, and he's one of those guys. So like when he gets those opportunities, like I want to show that I can come in here and make my mark. It's a tough deal, but at the same time, you have to try what you can within the scheme.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of all of our new signings, who's scored goals, because Hyman got his first against Orlando, which was nice to see.
That's true.
Good on the end of that. I felt we looked great against Orlando. I felt like we dominated that game.
Oh, absolutely. That game did not seem to be in doubt whatsoever.
So we recorded our episode right after that game, and Orlando, like, they're just legendary as far as like how many chances they blew. Because
Dom Dwyer going in the stands.
Yeah, it's like it could have been a game had their finishing been anywhere near on target easily.
I think Chris Mueller had a really bad chance in front of goal too.
I like to subtly just brag about my Twitter victories, which was with
you set off Derek, that troll. Like, I have never seen him get set off before. But you also posted a picture of him.
Yeah, but even before that, I think I had him because he said something. He was so uptight about the Atlanta fan base, and he was like, "These guys are the worst. They all deserve a kick in the teeth. Next time you see them, kick them, blah, blah, blah." And I said,
here's a picture of Sherman.
Yeah, and I said, well, if you do, just make sure you kick better than Dom Dwyer in front of an open goal.
And then he just said, fuck
and it
you.
Was gone.
Yeah. Basically.
Dirty Bird person, the numbers that Kevin is posting is the call-in number. So if you guys want to leave a voicemail, let us know how you're feeling about the game yesterday, how you guys are feeling going into Campeones Cup, how you guys are feeling going.
Looks like we've had a few trickle in here since we started recording.
Do we have to play that game?
I don't know. It seems silly to play.
What do you do? I mean, it's a chance for a trophy.
Will DeBoer will he get suspended, or will he get fined if he doesn't play a full team?
Don't end up like Petke, so.
No.
Don't knock these games. Like, hey, play your games.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But how much do you play it? So right now you are in the running for first in the East. And you have a U.S. Open Cup final, like guaranteed.
Right.
How important is Campeones Cup in the mix of those two
On the
things.
scale of 1 to 10, it's about a 4.
But like rank them. Let's rank. Like first in the East,
That's first.
U.S. Open Cup, Campeones.
Actually, at the moment, I would probably say U.S. Open Cup is first. Just because that means Champions League next year, no matter what.
Exactly.
First in the East. I mean, we've already shown that we can get by in the playoffs without winning first in the East. It'd be great to have, but we're not. It's not like
there's some wiggle room. You can potentially get third and still compete.
Yeah, it's not like we're going to win a supporter shield. So you just want to make sure that you're in a great position going into the playoffs. Other than that, Campeones Cup is like fifth.
Exactly. And that's my point, is that I don't think that this is a game that you necessarily trot out the same lineup, the same starting lineup that you did just yesterday.
Because the fact that Joseph played all 90, I was like, I think at best he comes off the bench, because I'm like, especially with him coming off an injury, it's like, why would you really even take that risk?
Yeah.
So to Brian's point, he said, I enjoyed the PD quote. I don't know if you saw it. I'm going to be paraphrasing it. Where they asked him if there's any pressure on the game tomorrow, or what. Said something to the effect like,
"There's no pressure because we're going to win."
Yeah, there's no pressure.
I didn't see that.
There's no pressure because what? God, he said something really smart. Like, shit, I can't remember what it was. I'm going to ruin it.
He said something to the effect of like, "No, there's not.
There's not a chance they're going to win." Yeah.
But still, what do you do if you're Frank? I don't think that this is a game that you trot out your full starting lineup. I don't think it's a complete.
What about
11 rotation?
Octavio Mangura saying he said in response to Greg saying it's not the top. But he said how it's a Super Cup, dude. It's the chance to beat the crap out of the biggest Liga MX teams. Hell yeah, it's important.
It's like beating a European team in an All-Star game. It's like, yeah, you beat them, but at the same time, it's like what are you really gaining from that?
Right.
Here's the
it's quote. A one-off game.
Yeah.
Here's the quote from Felipe Cardenas of The Athletic. He said, PD, when asked, what would it mean if Atlanta United is unable to beat Club America? PD said, nothing, because we're going to win. I thought that was pretty brilliant. I think the guys are taking it more seriously than we are, and I think that just the opportunity to play Club America on a stage like that is going to be big.
So, Dirty Bird Person has a great point about this. It's a total gamble. It's needless minutes that'll tailspin what you're trying to do in Portland if you lose, but major bragging rights if you win.
Because could we go out there, right?
Yeah.
No, I would
exactly.
No.
On a short turnaround, you're on the road in Portland, on the opposite side of the country.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, and
and then you have to turn around 2 days after that for the U.S. Open Cup final.
Yeah.
No. Right? Isn't that no? That's not next week. It's the week after. I'm sorry. Yeah. So it's not the short week, but still.
But even then, it's like you given the game that you have in hand, you're still trying to catch up to Philly. You still have the game in hand. I'm like, yeah, you want to be competitive, but at the same time, there's games that you still have to fight for. It's like why would I say it just like Dirty Bird Person said it's definitely a gamble, but and I think that you would still put a relatively competent 11, but at the same time, if you can afford to know that this, let's play Tito, let's start him up front instead of Joseph, have him come off the bench, things like that, it's like why wouldn't you? Like seriously.
Yeah. What do you think, Tim?
We can't trot out Atlanta United too.
No, can't go that far.
Okay, let's say this. How many? Maybe this is a better way to look at how many changes of the starting 11 from yesterday. Just throw a number out of the 11 players. How many do you think are different than what we saw yesterday in the starting rotation?
I would say 4.
I'm thinking 5.
Yeah, I would say 4 or 5. Yeah.
Differences?
Yeah. 5 players, I think, will be different.
Yeah, I think you will see Pogba in the game. I think that either either LGP and or Miles Robinson will get a rest.
I think Miles Robinson, because he has played every single fucking game this year, he needs a rest.
He's solid as a rock.
Absolutely, but you don't want to risk injury in a game like this.
That's true.
I can't wait to see him for the U.S. You have no idea.
Yeah. He's got to get a call up soon, right?
At the very latest, I think.
I don't know, man. He's not an all-star, so in my book, I think he's got some time to go.
At least 4 or 5, right? I would imagine that Emerson Hyndman's going to play.
Yeah.
I think that Remedi will be on the bench. I think that Lorenowitz will probably get play
I think
time.
even Dion for Miram or Tito for Miram. Tito for Miram Tito for Joseph. Yeah, that's a great call.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of stuff going off about
if
90s.
Vasquez was healthy, that would make it a little bit easier. But you go back to the first season when Joseph was out, you had Tito going up front, so he can definitely play.
No, I think Tito definitely gets a call up there. There's been a lot of sounding off about 90s cartoons, and it's a total segue to something Tim and I were talking about this past weekend, which is the Home Before Dark brand being this callback to your mom yelling out to you as you ran out the door, like, be home before dark. And we're talking about all of our favorite moms throughout pop culture, TV, and movie history.
Did you list Claire Huxtable?
Claire Huxtable is a great one.
Yes.
I was thinking Marge Simpson.
Yeah.
What was her name? Betty, not Betty. Peggy.
From Married with Children.
Married with Children.
Okay.
Even like newer ones, like what's her name? Jeez, I cannot think of any of their names.
What about the one from like the show Mom?
Are we talking about Allison Janney?
Yes. Yes.
She and Anna Faris? No, I mean, she was Carlton's mom. We talked about the original Aunt Viv last week.
Yeah, we did.
We talked about that. Yeah,
yes,
not second Aunt Viv.
Yes.
R.I.P. Uncle Phil.
It's always original. It's
always original.
I've actually met Daphne Reed in person because I used to work at Nordstrom back in Virginia. Like, because she's married to the actor Tim Reed, and like they're actually live out in Petersburg. It's like 20 minutes outside of Richmond. So I've actually met them in person. Like, they're real cool people, but yeah, you can't go wrong.
Was that a contract dispute? Why?
Yeah.
Because we were talking about that last week with her or that character, and then also Becky from
Roseanne.
Roseanne, yeah.
Roseanne's a great like pop culture mom.
Originally,
absolutely originally. I'll give you that. Okay, originally. I did not even think about that. Yeah. I mean, does anybody really think about the new version whenever you talk about Roseanne?
Brian talking about Maggie Seaver from Growing Pains.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to love
Peggy Bundy.
Oh, yeah.
Bundy was the last name. I don't know why.
Before Kirk Cameron went off the deep end.
I had a crush on Chelsea, his girlfriend. It turned into his wife and everything. I had a crush on her. Yeah.
My favorite character in that show was, because I was a little kid, was his dumbass friend, his best friend Boner. I was like, how are they getting away with this?
the things that we used to do, used to be able to get away with in the 80s and 90s, like, it just makes no sense. It's like how do we get away with this? Like, how? It makes no sense.
I don't know.
But we were all raised by TV. That was the other thing that conversation started the conversation about how much we were raised and influenced by TV and pop culture figures in a place of authority.
Yeah. What about the mom from Full House? Ooh.
Becky? Yeah.
Oh, no. She's fictional. Come on, guys.
I say, like, it never did like any flashbacks. Like, you don't know like what she looked like nothing like that.
Yeah. What I was talking about was we were talking about the nanny from Muppet Babies.
All you saw was her socks.
Yeah, you only got legs.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
And what about the mom from Rugrats?
Oh God.
Yeah.
Shit, that like
those graded white socks. Oh my God. I heard.
I do like that.
I heard they did a reboot of the Muppet Babies. I'm like, you can't disrupt greatness, man. Like,
no, you can't.
No.
You can't. No,
But what about Netflix rebooting everything?
Yeah, they did.
They did a Hey Arnold movie.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Really?
What?
Yeah, they did a Hey Arnold movie. They just had a Rocco's Modern Life feature come up. They're basically letting all these old creators like end their stories, basically.
I think Dumb brought it on Rocco's, so yeah.
I think they're supposed to do Invader Zim. Somebody else sounded off about that, but they're supposed to do a feature on Invader Zim. But yeah, all the 90s cartoons.
That's got to be Netflix combating that Disney streaming service that just came out.
It's gonna be trouble when that starts. I'm like, man, that's gonna be a whole lot, because especially when they bundle up that.
Dude, with ESPN Plus and Hulu. Yeah, I was talking to Tim about that yesterday.
So I heard that Bundesliga, not this season, but next season, is moving to ESPN Plus.
Oh,
that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's good, because I'll get to watch a lot of good young American players.
Yeah,
namely Weston McKennie.
Oh, yeah. We said the last week, like, he is the best player. No, not him. Tyler Adams. Like, if he can.
I forgot about Tyler Adams.
If he never get healthy, yeah.
Weston McKennie's my guy. Like he's my favorite player on the U.S. men's national team.
Because Pulisic, he didn't do anything yesterday. So, yeah,
I didn't watch that.
Sorry,
they got thrashed.
Sorry,
they absolutely got thrashed. We have, I think, is Ivan Pineda.
Yes.
He was saying Club America will play with about 90% of their starters, so we're going to be in for it.
But we're
going to be up against it.
Who cares if you capitalize on the other two, and you end up winning U.S. Open Cup and positioning yourself first or second in the East? Nobody's going to be like, "But you lost Campeones Cup."
We beat Monterey, so we beat Monterey, so
yeah,
I'm good.
I'm good.
Yeah.
We beat them one time.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I don't know. I would rather us preserve ourselves going into Portland.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because that's no matter
that's a West Coast trip.
Yeah, Portland's one of the more volatile teams when it comes to their form, and but going into Providence Park, it's never easy.
Well, it's tough with Portland because of the way that they play teams like us in LA Galaxy, which is what NYCFC did to create the opportunities that they got, which hats off to Brad Guzan getting a one-on-one save at the top of the 18, the way he did to keep us in that game. He had a couple of really big saves. Miles Robinson stepping up huge in some one-on-one situations where NYC was able to play past our back line into some space. That's what Portland did really, really well the two times that they beat LA Galaxy, because LA Galaxy stretched themselves way too thin, pressed way too high up the field, and Portland capitalized on that by playing back into the back line. And, I mean, they ran them 4-0 the two times that they played them.
Okay, so Portland has Chicago on Wednesday. Then, of course, they have us on Sunday. So, like I said, it won't be too bad. But at the same time, both of those games for them are at home. So, they won't go anywhere.
Yeah.
They're where are they at in the playoff push right now? Portland, are they even in the top 7 right now?
I think they're right out on the outskirts of it. Are they like 7th?
Yeah, they're like right on the edge.
They're between 6th and 8th, I think.
They're in 8th.
Okay.
Yeah, they're 2 points off the playoff line.
Yeah,
behind FC Dallas, Real Salt Lake, but Portland's got at least one game in hand on everybody.
Yeah, they've been jockeying around those three positions.
They got 2 games on Dallas and 1 on Real Salt Lake. So yeah, like they could easily get that spot back, pretty quickly. So
well, the other point about why this Portland game matters so much, yes, it's a Western Coast opponent or West Coast opponent, but because Philly keeps capitalizing on wins that you expect them to drop, and you're like, oh, Philly's surely going to be out. They keep finding ways to win, man.
Like Philly has been like just like the biggest like how is this even happening? Like, because
I think their fan base is saying the same thing right now.
Because you look at like how like all the years with Curtin and like you would never have thought that finally it's like, oh, we finally figured it out.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. They trade away their best goal scorer, and all of a sudden they're better.
They trade away all the draft picks, best goal scorers. Say, hey, we got this.
Now, I will say, if we see Philly fall, it will be at the end of August and early September, which is the time that they have arguably the toughest stretch of games that they have all season. They face DC United, Atlanta United, New York Red Bulls, and NYCFC all in a span of 4 weeks, which is if they're going to get tested in fall to any of those 4 teams, which are all 4 of those teams are in contention to place first in the East. I think that decision is going to be made sometime around early September, because Atlanta United's in the same boat. We've still got to play NYC another time. I think we have Philly one more time.
Because we're going to play them once.
In that 4th stretch. I don't know if we have DC again or not.
We've played DC twice so far this year.
Yes.
Okay, so we're done with them, and we're done with Red Bulls.
Do we play anybody 3 times this year?
No,
I don't think so.
Everyone's 2. Everyone's 2 or 1.
Yeah.
And to answer Brittany S's question, I think we can. Now that we're, like I said, it all depends. Like if we're all healthy,
can anyone beat a LAFC?
Yeah.
I think so. I think we talked about that last week. I think they're susceptible, especially in this new format of the playoffs. I think, especially going up a dangerous team like San Jose or Real Salt Lake's proven at times that they can put goals in.
I think with the Galaxy getting Pavone, I'm like, you already had enough trouble with Ibra. I'm like, to have him there, I'm like,
I don't know anything about Pavone.
Like he's good. He's
good.
Yeah.
In Philly's last 6 matches, they have DC United, Atlanta United, LAFC, New York Red Bulls, and NYCFC. The only 2 games that they have other than that are Columbus and San Jose.
Are they going to prove to be a Leicester
It's
City? Like, are they going to be a
ridiculous.
crazy miracle
you know what?
squad?
I would not
Like
see
if they win the East by closing out their campaign in that fashion, you absolutely deserve it because you have really beat the best in the East and the West conceivably in that last run of games when teams are arguably at their best at the end of the season.
Mhm.
If you do that, that's it. I mean, you deserve every bit of it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Did y'all hit on Ibra's comments last week?
No.
Oh yeah, about
We
the
didn't.
playoffs.
Yeah, playoffs.
I don't disagree with anything he said.
I don't see the lie.
I really don't. I mean,
I think it comes down to like just the format because
The format, I think, has changed things. That's why the game was so intense yesterday. Is teams have something to play for right now.
but that's only because we're close to the end of the season than we were last year. So like you really have to kind of wrap things up in general. But at the same time, like always, like the example I used was Liverpool last year. They lost it off of one draw last year, just one. And so like week in, week out, like we're still not at the point where every game matters.
Yeah.
And not just that as far as like how the players go about it, but also just how the network partners go about it, how we go about it, like because like of course I still say that like the way that MLS is covered is kind of ass backwards, but I think because it's still treated as though you can afford to miss a week or two. Like if you don't watch it, every week, no, that's okay. But I think that of course you go to Europe and like it's like every game's a must see match.
Yeah.
I think that's where a disconnect is. I just think that there's a lot of middle ground that needs to be approached that hasn't been approached. Granted, Pro Rail might not be on the table, at least in the near future, but at the same time, you can still find some type of middle ground and say, hey, what can we do to make these games matter more? I'm not sure if more playoff spots is really the answer because it's like, okay, because that's like we're a prime example of the fact that granted how crappy we started our season, it's like, hey, we're about to just go ahead and take over. So it really doesn't make that much of a difference. So, and like, even if you had a shitty start like like LAFC, it's like you still are in 5th. You're still going to be in the playoffs. So
Right.
like I think that's where the disconnect comes.
But you
about.
lose the Cinderella story, right?
you do. I mean, Domer's talking about in there. He's like 4 teams each conference, 2 legs each round. You want every game to matter. Only take the top 4 from each conference.
And that's the thing because I like ideally I would love to have Pro Rail, and I think that even if you have Pro Rail, you will still have room for the playoffs easily. It's
yeah.
It can still
Like
happen.
I think the only way you can realistically get rid of playoffs is if somehow the MLS starts to compete in CONCACAF. Because you have something else that teams are playing for outside of the regular season, which is what happens in EPL and Champions League.
So here's my suggestion there, because I brought it up in one of the groups last week. You could do the playoffs. It's kind of in the same way that you do the Champions League, where you qualify for the season ahead, and that way it still allows for teams to play all the way up through November or whatever. And basically, like you could have like the early rounds in the midweek, and then let's say like after the international break in November, like you have like the semifinals and the final. And like I've always said, that the target date that you probably would want to go for if you want to have the final. If you're not going to have it in December, I would go for that Friday or Saturday Thanksgiving weekend.
I mean, Dirty Bird Person mentions U.S. Open Cup would have a lot more hype if that was the case. Because it would be something that you would have a bigger pool of people playing towards a cup and trophy.
Possibly.
And that's my thing is that because realistically speaking, MLS isn't going to compete in CONCACAF until some changes happen in the regulations for salary caps.
Scheduling.
I
think scheduling is the biggest thing, because I think
it's salary caps more so than scheduling.
I don't think so. I mean, I think scheduling comes into play more.
At this point,
if you look at we along with, I don't know about SKC this year, but we definitely could have competed in this midseason form if we were playing Monterey as Monterey were in midseason
Well,
form.
won't we find out? I guess we'll find out that on Wednesday, right?
Yeah, that's true.
but then we're in a position that mid-season we're playing in Campeones Cup and we're talking about playing our second string. So there's that side of things too.
I think where they messed up there was that you basically got rid of the group stage, so let's just go right into the knockout rounds. I think had we been able to do a full group stage and then have knockout rounds, could you imagine us right now doing knockout rounds, bruh? Like that would be it'd be something to see. I think that you when you threw us right into the knockout stage, right in preseason training, it's like we weren't nearly in a position where we could really compete like that. Like,
no.
But at the same time, like, and this goes back to the same Dirty Bird person just keeps coming up with really good points about, and maybe it's just because he's validating my points, which is Monterey has like 15
confirmation
DPs.
bias.
Confirmation bias. That's definitely, I'm in an echo chamber right now. I can hear my own voice coming back to me. But to that same
literally
point, to the same point about the salary cap and what that would mean to Atlanta United if, say, this week what Campeones Cup is versus what CONCACAF.
Just call it a cump?
Cump. Yeah. You got to get in the cump.
That sounds a fake word, but it sounds so bad.
Bubba Cump shrimp.
Oh, no.
Shrimp. Anyway, where we are right now in the season, which is past the halfway point, but it's more in line with what Monterey and El Tigres and everything were whenever we played CONCACAF.
Right.
The exposure that Atlanta United has right now as a team with the salary caps and the 3 DPs to play in a knockout, drag out fist fight in a separate tournament, you risk injuring the few players that you have on your roster and you're standing in the MLS as a whole, which is less so about the schedule and more so about the salary cap. Like the entire structure has to change. It's not just the schedule. I think the salary cap plays a huge part in that because it allows you to purchase and acquire better talent for those types of tournaments.
And that's something that 12-man got at last week, as far as like, I think he was talking about Aaron Long from the Red Bulls. It's like how like the valuation on him, because West Ham was trying to go after him before the window closed.
They only offered something like $4 or $5 million.
Right.
Yeah,
and we had him at I think MLS had him like at $15 million. And I'm like, one, you have the salary cap issue, but you also have the single entity problem as well, because basically you have MLS basically running as a middleman, saying like, hey, hold up, like we think he's a little bit more than what y'all buy him as, and that's always going to be a problem. Like, granted, the CBA is up in January, so this offseason is going to be real interesting. But I think that like you have to, even if you do keep the salary cap, you would definitely have to get it to a point where these teams can competently compete against Mexico. Because like Mexico's not England. Like they're not spending like $70 million on a player. Right. So like you have to at least get it to a point where if you want to at least compete against Mexico, you still have to spend more money than what you're already doing. And get rid of Blam and Tam and Dam and all that shit.
But then it sucks because you diminish the value that the MLS structure inherently possesses for the teams with the homegrown requirements and everything else that I think is really important and integral to MLS as a whole.
But that's the thing, like, they could do better with that as well. Like, just like you need to give teams more incentives to like, hey, like if you're going to give these players a chance, like you need to give these teams incentives to, like, instead of you going over to South America and getting the next Argentinian player or Colombian player, instead like play who you have, like play who you've been growing into in your academy system. Otherwise, it's like you're basically gonna have like, yeah, we got all these guys that we've been growing, but
but then you get into the whole pay to play and all of that. Like it's such a tough problem to solve, because it's easy to say like just throw more money at it or pay your homegrowns more, but then you're artificially inflating the market just for the sake of throwing money at it.
I think you're gonna have to eventually anyway. I think you're gonna have to. Like, because like, granted, hopefully it won't get to the point where you're spending $80 million on Harry Maguire, but hopefully you'll get to a point where you at least like, hey, let's play who we have.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
Bill Holcomb brings up a good point, and I think the NFL has something like this where the salary floor that you have to hit, otherwise you get penalized.
That's something that has
and
to
you
be
get
addressed.
and you get docked the next year. Your salary cap gets docked, and he says it's confusing. But look at the teams that don't even have 3 DPs. Got to force them to spend. No,
Don't be like the Pittsburgh Pirates 10 years ago, where you're just purposely not spending money.
Yeah.
To be competitive.
But then you look at Philadelphia, who spent $10 million over the past 6 years, and then all of a sudden they're leading the East.
Yeah,
I mean, so it's like, what? I mean, how can you penalize one whenever it ends up working in the one-off seasons that Philly's having right now?
I like the way baseball does it to an extent. I don't necessarily.
And then it's a pay-to-play model. Sorry, I'll let you finish.
I'm okay with that though, because at the end, like, it just breeds competition. I think. I mean, at a certain point, the owners that are not in this to win, and the ones that are in the to make money, whatever, don't need. They have no business being in the league.
But that's what I think. Like what I think you'll see in the next decade is that, like Garber's already talked about, the prospect of an MLS 2, and I think that's going to become more realistic. Probably after 2022, just because you're going to have a point where teams just aren't spending like that. You're like, okay, like we need owners who are willing to spend to be competitive. And if you're not in that, then we need to figure something out for you, because otherwise you're going to have basically have and have nots.
Sometimes you got to cut at some point. Contraction's going to happen. You got to cut some of the fat, and I think you get away from doing a single entity league where MLS owns contracts, MLS assists teams in the paying of those contracts, and MLS.
I have a proposition for you. We're talking about MLS 2.0. I think we're ultimately talking about the same things, which is that Vince McMahon and the XFL has clearly failed. Why not the XLS?
That's the USL.
No, it's an Excel format.
Exactly.
Yes, it is.
Exactly. In which there is no formulas too high and no salary caps, but there's also no cards.
Did you say XFL failed? Like, it hasn't even started again.
No. I mean, it failed the
original.
Time. Yeah, the original.
What was the one that failed
this
year?
God.
AFL.
Yeah.
No.
AAFL.
Yeah, it was the AAFL, yeah. Johnny Manziel
came in
and lit it up, and then all of a sudden gone.
And what's his face from Georgia? That was no, he was. Who's the old quarterback from? Was it Aaron Murray or something like that?
Yeah, from Georgia. Yeah.
Yeah, he was. I think he was playing for the Atlanta.
Both of those guys were finally tall enough to play professional football,
and they still just kept talking about his wife.
any team from Atlanta that's wearing purple is just doomed to fail.
Oh, that's right. They were wearing
the
purple.
Legends. Is that what they were called?
It was the Legends. Yeah. That's absolutely right.
You're wearing purple. It was already in the ground, man.
Yeah,
shout out to what is her name? Mochi baby.
Mochi.
Yeah.
With that the big boy Tifo.
I can't shout out to her. She said she was going to send us a print for that Tifo, the Tito thing.
I don't think she's finished it yet, has she?
Yeah, she
got prints of it.
She got stickers and stuff.
Oh,
so much hate in my heart.
Yeah. You got hate in your heart. Let it out.
But yeah, shout out to Fallen Arrows. They've been hooking us up with a lot of the name sets lately as well. So yeah, like we got stuff going to New England and
dude, and you guys are doing the like the gradient colors and shit too. I saw
the
you the
Columbia one.
Yeah, that's the one you did for old Guaro Poppy Latin Heat himself.
The clout chaser. I prefer to call him clout chaser.
He's chasing something. That's for sure.
My God.
He's chasing attention. The attention chacher. That's
how bad can I make myself look to fish for compliments?
Yeah, shout out to the Barceros. Yeah, we're hoping to actually that name set. We're hoping to do like a collab with them. So yeah, hopefully we'll have that ready in the next couple weeks.
That would look sick on a Las Vegas Lights kit.
That would look good.
Them and the Inter Miami jersey, because like a lot of Vice City, like one of their supporter groups, is like pretty much like all Hispanic. I was like, hey, they saw. I was like, yeah. They go ahead and put it on that black inner jersey.
Yes.
It'd be good to go.
Yeah.
What about that Meow Wolf? What
I
about
ain't touching this fucking thing, dude.
Actually, I'm doing one this week. Matter of fact, I'm doing
one of these. For Hunter?
Not for Hunter. One of the guys in Footy Mob. I got one. I'm ready for him.
Dude, I fucking love this kit so much, man. This and the one I got last year from away days, the Real Sociedad, the bright orange one. Yeah, I did not think I was going to be this kind of person, but I am. I'm in deep.
All right, we have 2 voicemails. I just
All right.
realized.
If you've got a voicemail that you want to leave either now or later, phone lines are open 24/7. Just give us a call at 678-827-3297.
Hold on.
Tim's messing
Always.
it up.
Always. It's like death.
Don't
tax,
delete it. Don't
death.
delete it.
Death. Oh, hold on. They're giving me multiple ways. This is weird.
Oh,
like
boy.
My Apple TV's coming
You're
up.
going to
is what I
delete
put.
it somehow. You're going to somehow delete it just like you did Michelle's. You
totally repping the flag out in section, was that 134? Like
136, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Not the flag supporter section, all by themselves out there on an island. Greg, we saw you, bud.
Cool. Yeah, that's our homie TK. Yeah, he holds on the flag. Like we're working on a second one as well that I'm hoping that we'll put up at the top of 136.
Nice. Yeah, I'm working on another one for us. It was nice to see the Unite flag, man.
Yeah, it was good to see it back out.
I missed it. It's good to see it out there.
All right, doing my weekly call-in, which I missed the last few, so we'll just call it a call-in. If you come up with the best hashtag for how sexy Frank DeBoer is, what would it be?
DeBoer eyes.
Hashtag DeBoer in and out. And in and out. And in. Mostly in.
Man. Yeah, that's a good one.
Actually, I heard the women are actually crushing more on Orlando, on the assistant coach. That's what I heard.
I was gonna say not James O'Connor.
No.
That would be weird. It's like whenever that
awful.
Ted Bundy documentary came out.
That Peggy
women
Bundy
really
documentary.
there are a lot of women on social media really showed their true colors after that Ted Bundy documentary came out.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's a really good point.
Any other ones? Frank DeBoer in
and out, yeah. I think that works. It works.
I think that works for me.
All right.
I'll think of some other ones.
Ooh, Coach Steve bringing the heat too. He said DeBoer in all the way. I would think all the way in would be
DeBoer just a tip.
Yep.
Yeah. Flying Dutchman, you can get it.
DeBoer balls deep.
Or just DeBalls deep.
DeBalls deep.
Yeah.
Elliot Beeman went. That's love. That's true love. That's not even sexiness. DeBoer Dutch oven.
Oh god, that's so bad.
Oh man. Deep bore.
Deep bore.
Deep bore.
Oh god.
It is about that time.
I'm sorry, Michelle. I'm sorry.
Before
Michelle.
the end of the show, there are 26 of you watching right now. Hit that like button so everybody sees this tomorrow.
Oh, not just that. The 26 of you watching, if you haven't left an iTunes review or rating or Apple Podcasts, go throw up some stars and stuff. Stars and stripes.
Even if it's one of like 5 of those stars that you
5
have
of those bougie ass bootleg
yeah.
kit. Yeah, it'd be great.
Yeah,
all right,
I'm,
Greg.
I'm looking forward to seeing this press.
Dude, I can't wait. It's gonna be awesome.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm gonna have to take that out. When's our next home game?
Next. Campeones Club.
Well, Lloyd's isn't gonna be out there for that. I can do like an actual iron on it. I can do that at my house. I'm afraid I'm gonna fuck it up.
Columbus
fuck it
on
up.
September 14th, so we have over a month.
Oh my
before
god!
our
That's
next
so much
game.
time.
That's the next weekend game, like that, and
I'm gonna miss that game because Katie's moving in.
Oh shit!
Oh.
I'll take it with me.
Big steps, man.
Yeah.
Big steps.
Because I'll have one.
Oh yeah. Well,
I'll just order one from eBay.
no, or you just take some money out there with you Wednesday and for the Open Cup final.
They'll be out there.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you can haggle with them, man. It's like, yeah. I had $20.
That
They were
Gatorade
like 25. I was like, I got 20. And she's like,
That Gatorade costs
okay.
more than that jersey, doesn't it?
Exactly. We're supporting the community right there. That's going.
Yeah, that's true.
That is a direct contribution to the community.
Oh no, he said he is the Dutch runner. I thought you meant Dutch rudder.
Dutch rudder. Oh, I like that. The Dutch rudder. That's a good one.
the Dutch dribble.
You know a Dutch rudder from Zach and Mary Make a Porno?
That was also from Wedding Crashers.
Oh, all don't remember.
I'm pretty sure it was from Wedding Crashers, not from Zach and Miri.
No, it was Zach and Miri Make a Porno because it's Jason Mewes talking about it. Go and look up that clip.
Oh, no. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I was thinking about Motorboat. You were talking about Dutch Rudder. Like, I hold your arm, you hold my arm.
Just don't get chocolate frosted.
Oh, God.
That's exactly what it was. Okay. I'm glad you got me corrected there.
Greg, where can all the people find you and Coach Tony and Ringo and everything that you guys are doing? Feel like you have your hands in everything.
Yes. As always, you can catch Porter Culture on pretty much any social, except Snapchat, because it's Snapchat. FTC UTD. Again, ftcutd.myshopify.com for your name sets, t-shirts. We do a lot of different stuff.
And you guys do two-tones and stuff like that too, right?
Yeah, we're getting into that now. Like I said, Volunteers is they're out in Inman Park. They've been hooking us up pretty good as far as us trying out new stuff and everything. So yeah, check us out. It's we're fun people. Like I said, this week's episode will be very interesting. So yeah, can't wait.
Yeah,
awesome. Well, thanks so much for coming on, man. We really appreciate it and really appreciate the name set and stuff like that too.
Yes.
Yeah, really awesome.
Battery's exhausted.
So are we. So thank you so much for tuning in. However you found us, if you found us on Apple Podcasts, wherever you found us, if there's a like, stars, subscribe, comment, whatever it is, be sure to do that. Tell a friend nonetheless. You can find us collectively on all social media, which is really just Twitter and Instagram at Home Before Dark. That's before spelled B and the number 4. If you see us in the streets, be sure to slap hands. Thank you so much for checking us out. We'll see you next time. As always, be home before dark.
Holla.